Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Education is very important for us. Education qualifications are very important, and it is through our education qualifications, higher degrees that the world opens up its doors for us, especially if you are looking for a career profile, a job profile, and then trying to move up the corporate ladder. Even otherwise, even if you want to do business, unless you are qualified, then only people want to join hands with you, and experience and your qualification go hand in hand in convincing prospective partners for you, even in business, or to get loans or to get any support from outside, whether somebody is qualified enough and knows about how things work, and that can happen only through education. And the stronger the educational qualification, the more doors open for you. So how do you look through a quick and easy way whether educational qualifications are easier for you than the others, are possible for you, higher degrees are also possible or probable for you, and whether those higher degrees, higher qualifications will not only be probable or possible, but also you can get gains out of it. Now, through a quick and easy way, within minutes, by just looking at a few things, important things in the horoscope, you can ascertain whether education qualifications or high education qualifications are possible or probable, and whether you are going to get better gains out of this. So for these, a few things, few important placements. Firstly, Jupiter, Mercury, the 5th house and the 9th house are critical for good educational qualification, and any of these which is not in good state will reduce the chances of a good, easy, quicker and higher qualifications. So for examples, at a primary level or at a school levels, by school I mean 10th standard is a matriculation, and 2 or 3 years after that, say till your graduation, you can say that these are more or less represented by the 5th house. So very strong 5th house is important for you to till at least get till the graduation level. And if the 5th house is not strong, 5th lord is not strong, then there can be challenge by virtue of your education not being easy, or education running into challenges, or you also losing a year, or there can also be blockages to your education, your primary education, or till your graduation, or as we say in India, 10 plus 5. Then 9th house is the house of higher qualification and higher degrees, which means post-graduation degrees, PhD degrees or masters in any subject are generally seen through the 9th house. So the higher qualifications are generally seen through the 9th house. So for the 5th houses, if there is a challenge in the 5th house, then getting to graduation itself can be a roadblock. You can stumble once or twice, and if the 9th house is not strong, then you may get to the graduation after stumbling or slowly getting towards there. But if the 9th house is not strong, then post-graduation studies may not be easy, getting into good universities may not be easy. Even if you sit through the competitive exams and then trying to get into good universities even abroad may not be possible, because the 9th house is also the house of long distance travel and working with and studying with or dealing with foreign cultures and people related to foreign lands. So definitely the 9th house has to be very strong for higher degrees to come by, or to be easier for you, or university admissions also to be easy to you, and to clear those exams. Now in clearing those exams, two planets are very important. Mercury gives you the sharp analytical skills, also gives you the sharp memory, and to be able to do calculations. So Mercury is a planet of calculations, and whether it's in physics, whether it's in maths, in most of the walks of life, even in finance or accounts, you know that there is some calculation that will always be coming into your final clearance of exams. So Mercury is the planet which gives you analytical skills. Even if there are not so many calculations, but if analysis is needed to be able to make the right choices in the exam, then Mercury is very critical, especially related to engineering, mathematics, physics, the sciences, or even IT related education, Mercury is critical, because even for programming, if you're getting into programming or getting IT related softwares or even hardware related, Mercury needs to be strong. And then the most important planet which rides above all of these is Jupiter. Jupiter gives you 2 or 3 things. One, Jupiter gives you the wisdom to make the right choice. What education criteria to take, basis what are the options possible for you, what is working in the world, what is running or current in the world, what are your aptitude levels. So some people may have stronger aptitude levels for maths, somebody may be for science, somebody for the arts, somebody for humanities, somebody for the biological sciences. Based on that, Jupiter gives you the wisdom to be able to move towards that. And especially for things related to biology or humanities, and even for psychology, Jupiter is very, very important, so that you are able to understand that, ascertain that, and wisely be able to take those decisions. So Jupiter is a very, very strong Karaka of education. One, Jupiter rules the 9th house, and second, Jupiter is also the Karaka of the 5th house. So unless Jupiter is very, very strong, higher degrees and then ability to clear the exams will not come through to you. So if you have a very strong 5th house and 5th lord, and if you have a strong 9th house, then you may even get through into admissions into universities. But to be able to get into good universities and to clear the exams in a good manner, Jupiter's strength is critical. Now the other thing is, some relations are very, very important. For example, what does the 9th house represent? Son of father is also seen from the 9th house. So if your relation with the son of father is spoiled, or sun is spoiled in your horoscope, then there can be a challenge. If the 9th lord is very, very strong but sun is spoiled, then it reduces the chances of higher qualification, though it doesn't make it improbable. But if both the 9th house is afflicted, sun is also afflicted, or the person, the native, has not good relations with the father, blessings of father is not there, blessings of gurus are not there, then there can be a challenge. So father is represented by sun and gurus are represented by Jupiter, and so it's very, very critical. Now the other is, you also need to look at what can be the impediments to education. Now the 8th house is the strongest impediment to any result of any of the houses or any areas of the house. Now what is the 8th house to the 9th house? The 8th house to the 9th house is the 4th house, and so 4th house is also very strongly seen for education, especially higher education. The reason being is, one, the first teacher for us is the mother, and 4th house also is represented by the mother. So if your mother's nourishment, mother's affection is not there, mother's support is not there, mother's initial teachings are not there, then it can also be a problem. The other is that sometimes the household conditions can become an impediment to your higher education by virtue of not being able to pay the fees, or the situation in the house is not emotionally conducive, or not supportive, or not motivating enough, or not a good guide. So a lot of people, they are lost and they don't know what route to take. The family is also not very educated, family is also not able to support you, family may not be able to pay your fees, the situation in the house may not be very peaceful, there may be domestic challenges as well, there may be a tug of war and being pulled into different directions. So the 4th house becomes very, very important. So if the 4th house is not very strong, then there could be impediments to the education, there could be impediments to admissions in universities and clearing of the exams in a most smooth manner. If the 4th house is afflicted but all the others are strong, 5th house is very strong, 5th lord is very strong, 9th house is strong, 9th lord is strong, Jupiter is strong, sun is strong, everything is strong, but only the 4th house is afflicted, then higher education is still possible, but getting material benefits out of the higher education is not possible, because the 4th house is the biggest house of material benefits and tangible benefits. All the world conveniences like houses, cars, jewelry, anything and everything that is tangible which you can buy or you can source, all are represented by the 4th house. So if 4th house is afflicted, then education can still be probable, but getting the fruits of the effort that you put into higher education, getting those degrees and clearing those exams easily and getting material benefits out of them will not be possible. So it's very, very strongly connected to higher education. And then lastly, if the Lagna is afflicted, which is the 5th house to the 9th house, and if the Lagna is strongly afflicted, then the challenges could come in terms of your intelligence being poor, not being able to make the right choices, not being able to focus, your health being pulled down. So then the challenges can come, the impediments come from self rather than external sources. Everything else can come from external sources, 5th house, 5th lord, 9th house, 9th lord, and even Jupiter can be represented by gurus, Sun is represented by father. These are all become external. But if the Lagna is severely afflicted, then you yourself can become the biggest impediment to how are you able to use their education qualifications through right focus, through right ability to concentrate and to be able to make use of it. And then one of the important things is that the 9th house to the 9th house is the 5th house, which means that because the 5th house is also the 8th house to the 10th house, so in terms of career, how much the education qualifications can help you can also be seen from the 5th house, because the 5th house being the 8th house to the 10th house, which means upheavals in your career through the choices that you make can also give you ups and downs. So if you have a badly afflicted 5th house but a very, very strong 9th house, then educational qualification, higher education qualification, even through stumbling may be possible. But then if the 5th house is afflicted, then you may go through an ups and downs in your careers. You may change your fields, you may change your area of operation, and then you may sometimes find that you qualify, very highly qualified, but the gains out of the education that you feel you should get in terms of promotions, in terms of stability in career, in terms of being able to rise higher and get high positions in your career may not be possible. However, there are some yogas which are very, very good if you are supposed to get good education qualification. So for example, the Saraswati yoga really helps. Strong moon and Mercury really helps if they come together. A strong Gajakesari yoga with Jupiter, for example, in the 9th house, and moon, for example, in the Lagna, or even vice versa, can be very, very strong. Jupiter in the 9th house and moon in the Lagna is also very, very helpful for creative studies, because Jupiter's aspect, 5th aspect on the moon is very, very strong, and moon gives you the creativity and also the right choices and the strong sense of focus which is needed for education. So friend, these are the few things which at a quick end can easily ascertain whether education qualifications will come by, will be fruitful, will be conducive, and whether you will be able to use them going forward or not. Based on that, you can also make your choices. Where the 9th lord is placed, you can also look at which areas the education qualification can be more useful in, based on which planets are strong and sharing energies with the 9th house of the 9th lord or Jupiter. You can also ascertain what careers you can take and how you can move in that direction. One more video later on how you can relate through quick and easy way what careers you can take up basis what education qualifications you take forward. So friends, look into your own horoscopes or look into the horoscopes of your young ones, for example children, and then ascertain for yourself whether you have been able to make the maximum use of your education or not, if there have been impediments, where the impediments have come from, and if for your children there are probabilities, where the probabilities are strong from, which direction they can move and where they can get the maximum benefits from, in which area of education they can do well. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me, the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guardian fan signing off. Ciao.